Family, school, community partnerships. The three important areas in the life of a child are the family, the school, and the community. When collaboration between these three spheres works well, the chances of success for a child increases. Communication between the school and parents. The agenda. A communication tool that is important to know is your child's school agenda. The agenda is the link between you, your child, and the school. When you or the teacher need to communicate a concern or make an appointment, write it in the agenda. It is also a way to keep track of your child's homework. Teachers use the agenda often and ask parents to check them daily. The code of conduct containing the rules to respect at school is often found in the agenda. You must read and sign the code of conduct with your child. For example, punctuality is required. There are consequences when a student does not comply with the code of conduct. It is important to know that the school calendar comprises 180 school days for students and that class attendance is compulsory until 16 years of age. There are some exceptions to this rule, such as when your child is sick. He must then stay at home. Important information is often found in the school agenda. For example, the telephone numbers of the school, daycare, school board, or community organizations in the area. It is important to update your personal information in the agenda so that the school can contact you quickly in an emergency. Communication between the school and parents. The school will regularly send home messages, often found in your child's agenda. Some of the information sent home is very important, especially the letters that need to be signed and returned to the school. For example, an invoice or asking for parental permission to be vaccinated or to go on a school trip. You will also receive invitations to meet with teachers, to attend a school celebration or information session, or to ask for your involvement in a school activity. Phone. Another useful means of communication between you and the school is the phone. If your child will be absent or late, the school must be called to avoid concern. If no one answers, leave a message at any time on the school's voicemail. If you have questions or concerns about your child, do not hesitate to contact the school. You can request an appointment by using your child's agenda, by phone, or through the school secretary. School staff. A list of school staff, called l'équipe école, is often included in the agenda. You will find that a lot of people work in a school. This list includes the teachers. The teacher is the first person to talk to when you have questions about your child's learning and integration, homework, difficulties, etc. The secretary or receptionist is usually the first person to greet you when you arrive at school. The secretary can give you information on how the school functions and can direct you to the various services needed. It is often this person that answers when you call the school. The coordinator of the school daycare is the person to speak to if you want your child in school daycare or supervised during lunch. The school principal is the one responsible for the school. If you have a particular problem and have already met with the teacher, you may be directed to speak to the principal or to the vice principal. In fact, in high school, it is often the vice principal that follows up students and meets parents when necessary. The classe d'accueil, or welcome classes in elementary and secondary schools, fall under the responsibility of the vice principal. The guidance counselor's main role is to inform students about their study options and to guide them in their academic and vocational paths. This professional is usually present at the high school or adult education center. A student may make an appointment with him or her. A parent can also request to meet a guidance counselor. The remedial professional evaluates students who have difficulties in their learning. He or she helps the students to overcome these difficulties in small groups or on an individual basis. Several other people who work in the school are involved in your child's education. You may hear about a speech therapist, psychologist, psychoeducator, special education technician, or spiritual care and guidance and community involvement animator. There are also nurses, dental hygienists, social workers, or community service providers, all working for the educational, psychological, and physical well-being of your child. Supporting your children. Homework. Your child will have homework to do at home. The homework is usually written in the agenda. Even if you do not speak French, or very little, you can encourage and support your child. Your role as a parent includes checking that the child does his homework well. It is recommended whenever possible to provide a place where your child can study without being disturbed and to choose a regular time period to do his homework. Teachers are also available to answer students' questions. Your child can meet the teacher and ask him or her to clarify those things that are difficult to understand. Organizations that offer help with homework exist in most neighborhoods and in some schools. In many areas, there is a service that is called aide aux devoirs, or homework help, which is usually given after school. Some agencies working with immigrants offer tutoring services on the weekend. There is also a telephone service called Allo Prof that answers students' questions about their homework and is available throughout Quebec. Mother tongue and the French language. Knowledge of French will play an important role in the academic success of your child and in his integration into Quebec society. Be aware that speaking in your mother tongue will not harm your child's learning of the French language. Research has even shown the opposite, that speaking the language that you are most comfortable with will be an asset for your child. To acquire a good knowledge of French, it is important that your child practice outside of school. Reading a novel, comic book, etc., is a good way to improve your child's French. Public or school libraries give you free access to many types of documents such as books, comics, or movies. To communicate a love of reading to your child, it is recommended to read a story before bed in French or in your own language. Watching television and listening to the radio are also ways to practice French. Playing and socializing in French with kids the same age remains one of the most effective ways for your child to progress rapidly. Several community organizations and recreation centers offer day camps and free or low-cost activities where your child can play and learn with children the same age. Parental influence on a child's academic success. As parents, you have an influence on your child's motivation and on his academic success. You can encourage your child in a number of ways. You can ask, for example, how the school day went and have a look at the agenda. Eating well and sleeping enough, being involved in different types of activities and relaxing are all factors that can contribute to academic success. Learning a new language, adapting to a new environment, and developing new knowledge is very demanding. Eating breakfast in the morning and having a good lunch gives children the energy to study. It is also important to know when a break is needed and to know when to give your child some time off. Going to bed early is also important for your child to regain his strength and be fit for the next day. Encouraging a number of different physical activities can also positively impact your child to stay in school. The report card and parent-teacher interviews. 3 times a year, you will receive your child's bulletin scolaire or report card. In this document, you will find your child's grades in the various subjects taught. The school usually organizes a meeting when the first report card of the year is given. This allows parents to talk with teachers about the successes and difficulties of their child. In addition to informing you about his or her progress, your participation will show your child the importance you place on education. In some schools, there are interpreters that can assist you during these meetings. Find out in advance whether this service is available or ask an organization working with immigrants if they offer this service. You can also be accompanied by a person of your own choosing to help you ask questions and to understand what the teacher has to say. Apart from these scheduled meetings, you can make an appointment with the teacher throughout the year. Parental involvement in school. The school often needs volunteers for certain activities. You can get involved if you have the time and thereby meet other parents. You can, for example, be present when the school organizes a community event or puts on a show. You can volunteer in your child's classroom or school library or accompany students during school trips. You can also get involved in a more formal way by being part of the governing board, the parent participation organization, or the parents committee. Learn about the options available to you. Volunteering can be an opportunity for parents to better know the school and how it works. It also offers an opportunity to chat with other parents. Extracurricular activities. Schools, community organizations, and services for new immigrants in your area offer cultural or sports programs in theater, music, or soccer. During the summer holidays, some organizations offer day camps. This kind of activity helps young people to discover their talents, whether in the arts or in sports, and to practice their French while having fun. Do not hesitate to ask for information and to encourage your child's involvement. Some schools might invite your child to join a student committee, for example, the student newspaper or an environmental group. Most secondary schools have a student committee that organizes some of the school activities. Organizations and community resources. Organizations and resources in your area. There are several organizations in your neighborhood or region that can help you integrate into your community. For example, community organizations, the CLSC, CSSS, libraries, and schools. In some cities, there are sports and recreation centers or cultural centers. The services offered may be for children and can include recreation and sports activities like swimming lessons or a reading club and homework help. These resources can also be for parents or can include the whole family. Several organizations exist for parents to meet, to be informed, or to get involved in their community. Check with your child's school or the immigration agencies in your region. Services for newcomers. Community organizations serving immigrants and refugees can help you in your efforts to get established and to integrate. These organizations provide various services such as help in finding housing, giving French classes, or organizing community activities that allow you to meet other people and expand your network. In some schools or school boards, there are workers whose role is to inform and welcome parents and facilitate communication between the school, family, and community. The work they do and their titles vary depending on the school and the area, but they are often named ICSI, ICS, agent de liaison, agent de milieu, or accompagnateur. These people can help you when registering your child at school, by introducing you to the resources in your neighborhood, by organizing information meetings for parents, etc. They are there to help you, so do not hesitate to contact them. This concludes our module on family, school, and community partnerships. We invite you to visit our other 3 modules on education in Quebec.